Hey guys, I wanted to come in and show you how I made my first ever shopping bag. I've had these fabrics for maybe 5 years or more, and yesterday I decided that I was going to finally make some shopping bags. So I have a bunch of them cut out in different sizes. I will put the link to the pattern that I used for this shopping bag. I have made some smaller in width. I've also made some a little bit taller. You can see my different widths here. And this is my tallest one out of this set. So this one that I'm doing is 36 inches by 19 cut. The next thing you do is you're gonna fold a 1/2 inch hem, well, turn 1/2 inch I should say, and then turn 1 inch. And you need to do that on both sides of your fabric. 1.5 inch turn. The lining for your bag should be 3 inches shorter than your rectangle because it needs to fit in under this fold that you just did. I am using scrap drapery blackout lining for my bags. They're not absorbent. Nothing is going to absorb through these, so I thought it was pretty neat to use these. I get cut-offs from work, so now I'm saving these linings so that I could use it for these bags. The next thing you need to do is to find the center of your rectangle. So my bag is 19, so my center is going to be 9.5. I put a pin there, and these straps that I bought, they're cut at 33 inches in length. And now you want to place your straps under the fold that you just made. So from your center, measure 3 inches and place your strap there. And on this side of your pin, measure another 3 inches this way and place your strap. Make sure it's not twisted before you stitch it. So between both straps, both ends of your strap, you need to have 6 inches. Pin it in place and then do the same thing on the other side of your bag on this end. Remember, you need 2 straps for the bag, obviously. And once you put the strap in on this side, you're going to go to your sewing machine and you're going to stitch along the edge of this turn, making sure to stitch your straps down all the way to the end here. Then when you're finished doing that stitch, you need to take your strap and turn it up this way and tack it in place on your sewing machine, both ends. So go do that at your machine, attach both sets of straps, make sure and turn it, and do your tack in place. And then we're going to come back and I'll show you the next step. Okay, I'm back. I attached my handles. I did my reinforcement of my straps there on both sides. So my lining is in and everything. You're going to treat lining and fabric as one. So the next step is to fold your bag this way. Make sure your ends are meeting nicely. And we're doing a front seam on this bag, so that means your first stitch is going to be on the good side. It is eventually going to hide because we're going to have to do 2 sets of stitching. But you want to make sure your edges line up really nicely, and you want to pin it in place. Pin all layers together. You want to do that on this side and on that side. Then go to your machine and stitch 1/4 of an inch from the edge of your bag all the way down to the bottom here. You're going to do that on this side also. When we're finished that, we're going to turn it over and iron the seam, and then I'm going to show you how to do the other stitch on the inside. Okay, our bag is coming together. So your bag should look like this, with the raw edges still showing. I've stitched my 1/4 inch on each side, and now I need to turn it over. I say turn it over because I'm from Trinidad. You guys probably have a different term, but you see what I mean. And the easiest thing for you would be to go iron this seam. Same on this side. Make sure you get your corners really, pointed there. And once you finish ironing your seam, you need to fold, get that nice crisp seam, and then you're going to stitch, I would say about 3/8 of an inch, because you want to enclose that raw edge on the outside of your bag. So that's basically what you're doing with a front seam. You're hiding the raw edge. So whatever you have to sew, even if it's 1/2 inch, you stitch from the top of your bag all the way down to the bottom. Like I said, go to your iron your seams, get your corners really nice and pointed, and go back to your machine and stitch all the way down on both sides of your bag. And you need to, once you do that, you need to come back and check and make sure that all your raw edges on the bag is hidden. So my autofocus is on my camera, so you're gonna hear a little noise in the background, but I wanted you to see this is the raw edge of my bag showing on the good side. And now I've ironed my seam. You can see the seam there. And now I'm going to go to my machine and stitch it close so that when I'm done, you're not going to see the raw edge anymore. That's what I'm talking about with a front seam, for those who don't know. Okay, yeah, you're going to hear that noise again. Autofocus is still on. I'm going to switch it off soon. Anyway, this is my stitch in my lining. I hope you can see it because it's really bright in here, and this is white. So when I turn my bag, now you have a nice, neat outside bag seam, and you have a nice finished seam on the inside of your bag. The next step, now you need to make your corners, well, actually you should turn it completely out, because now you're going to form the corner of your bag to have that nice bottom. Otherwise your bag will just be flat. So I'm going to turn this autofocus off now. Okay. And don't know where I put my tool to get my nice corner. There it is. So I use this to get nice neat corners. I'm gonna have to trim off these threads. So you're gonna have to get your corner and place it like this. Make sure it's in the middle. Let me trim the excess thread that's here. These are threads from the raw edges. Okay. So make sure your bag is flat. And according to the instructions, you want to go up 2.5 inches. What you're doing is getting the base of the bag. That's what we're doing right now. So 2.5 inches up from the peak. You need to draw a line there. And where is my temporary marker? I cannot find right now. So I'm going to use this. And you need to draw a line at the 2.5 inch mark and stitch on that line. And then cut your seam, cut off 1/2 inch away from that line. So yeah, 2.5 inches up from your peak, draw a line, stitch on the same line, and then trim your corner off. And you need to do that on both corners, and then I'm going to show you how to finish off that seam. Okay, I have made that stitch at the 2.5 inch mark, and now I'm going to trim. If you want a smaller base, you can put your line at 2 inches or 1.5 inch if you want. Now I'm going to trim, and honestly I think I'm going to trim it down to 1/4 inch because it will make it easier to do the front seam, because now you're doing a front seam in the corner of your bag. So we're cutting this off. Remember, below your stitching line, not above. And so my stitch line is right there, and I need to do that on both corners. Then I need to go in and turn it again. Get my seam there and stitch across in order to cover the raw edge of the bag, just like you did on the side seams. And we're going to do that and on both sides, and our bag is going to be finished. I will come back and show you how it looks. Okay, I have finished stitching my seams. You can see this is the base of your bag. And now we turn it over, and you can see that your seam is nicely finished, just like your side seam. And you have a nice finished seam on the inside also. So that's it. That's how I made the shopping bag. Like I said, I have made some a little taller. I have to remember that the bigger I make it, the more I'm going to put in there, and then it's going to be really heavy. So I think this can hold like a good amount of stuff from the grocery store. So I just have to keep in mind how big I want to make it. I hope you enjoyed this video on making my first shopping bag. I hope to do more videos for you guys. I'm getting more comfortable doing this. It's hard talking to a camera, honestly, but I know you guys appreciate the videos and I really love to share my work with you guys. Like and subscribe to my channel. There are links on the channel there that will take you to my other social media sites and also my website. My website is hannahregina.com. I have started a blog. I admit I'm not 100% invested in it yet, but I will be posting as much as I can. I will do a blog post on this bag. Also, I have pictures that I took, but there's a video, so who knows? Some people like videos, some people like photos, so whatever works for you. Thank you very much for subscribing to my channel, and I will see you again. Bye.